episode 6. Well, guys, we're starting in the next seconds. So make yourself ready. Let's see if everything works out. Yeah, I think we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the 11th of October 2019. And today we start with Crypto Friday, episode number 6. And as you can see, we have today a special guest over here. And Geoff Makib from the DIVI team, better saying DIVI CEO. And I've sent him a few questions regarding the DIVI project, what's behind DIVI, behind the scenes. And he's taking now his precious time. We have Andreas Meyer from the Masternode Pro team, and we are going to talk about Polis, Loki, Birake, Zcoin, etc. And first of all, Geoff, how are you? Nice to be here.
Yeah, I'm really good. I just got back from Puerto Rico. I was there. That's become a real nexus. I mean, a serious nexus of cryptocurrency, people from around the world, and especially from the United States, moving there or living there part-time. So they have something called Crypto Monday, and a lot of the people go there. So I went there for 2 of those, and just basically to meet as many people as I could in the crypto world.
Yeah, it's interesting. I see you're always being there in the next summit in San Jose, right? And then the next one in, as you told me, in Acapulco, in Mexico. So it's really interesting. You're everywhere, basically, right?
Yeah, that's actually one of the mistakes we made during the ICO. We were given advice. We were, we asked one of our advisors, Tony Lane Casserly, who was the founder and former CEO of Cointelegraph. We asked her, what should we do? Like, what works with ICOs? And she said, conferences. Kind of like a one-word answer. And we didn't really know which ones to go to, and we didn't really see the value, and it seemed really expensive. And so we just sort of ignored that advice, and later on regretted it, because now we're going to a lot of conferences. We realize that there's a lot of value in actually meeting people face to face. There's just so much stuff on the internet. People see these things. There's a million white papers. There's a million websites, and everybody's blasting out banner ads and all this stuff and airdrops, all this stuff.
It's not transparent, right? I mean, as we saw 2017, 2019, the hype came and everyone started a Masternode coin, but basically all the coins what were created on 2017, 18 now are dead, right? The most of them. So that's why we want to bring transparency in it, and that's why I appreciate it so much that you're here and you're showing your face and say, hey, DIVI is this and that. And it's really, really important for the whole community from us, right?
Right, so exactly. Yeah, so during the conferences, you become very real. People see you, you drink a beer with people, you share a joke, you tell stories, and you get to know each other. And that makes such an incredible difference.
Yeah, I'm 100% agree with you. And that's why we start now with the mini interview, because Geoff is here, is taking his precious time. If you have any questions, on the right side of your screen there's a chat box. Type in your questions, because Geoff is here, and be cool to him. Geoff, first of all,
I like hard questions. Go ahead and hit me.
All right. First of all, let's start with what is DIVI, and what's pretty much the main focus of DIVI? Why you've created DIVI, first of all?
Yeah, so basically it's 3 words: crypto made easy. So our idea was basically to make a cryptocurrency that was a lot easier, because we realized that mass adoption, for most people, they're not going to adopt cryptocurrencies until it was much, much easier, safer, easier to buy, easier to sell, easier to understand, just all of it. And when we first started this 2.5 years ago, people didn't really understand, because most people are geeks and computer experts. It seemed easy enough to them. Yeah, everybody admitted that they're afraid when every time they send a Bitcoin transaction, their hands shaking before they hit the send button, and they're checking the address 3 times. But that just seems normal to people, right? So I didn't think that should be normal, so we realized most people would never accept this. And so now, 2.5 years later, though, everyone understands what we're doing, and they say it's really important. Now it's really easy. we're on so many shows just constantly. We have a backed up list of people that want to have us on the shows because everybody sees. Well, part of it's everybody's tired of just crypto not getting adopted and not working, and the prices going down, and companies failing. It's, you know, frankly, a depressing market, and people are looking for solutions, and they finally realize, wait a second, you know, everybody that I've tried to sell on crypto that I've been excited about, they're ignoring it, you know, and the main reason they all say is this whole user experience is awful. And so people finally see what we saw, and that's good for us because people want to talk to us now.
Yeah, we saw DIVI was one of the few masternodes that had a overreaction. I mean, with the price, right? Like the price went up a lot, so maybe 2.5 times, because the smallest masternode was like kind of $400, and now it's like $1,100.
Yeah.
So what happened there? I mean, it's like what really happened there in the transition from?
Well, if you actually look at our chart, you'll see that it's kind of gone up to where the trajectory that was heading. What had happened is one of our biggest holders got hacked, and they stole, I think it was 18 million, 13 million, something like that, coins.
Yeah, it was an old man, right?
And then they just dumped. Yeah, then they just started dumping them on the market, and dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping, and that pushes the price down a lot. So especially when you're in a crypto winter, there's not as many people buying, and they just dumped and dumped and dumped. And we reached out to Crex, and Crex24 was our main exchange at the time, and they said they would help us, and they froze the accounts, but then they released all the funds to the hackers, even though we submitted a FBI report and all this stuff. They really screwed us and the guy. In fact, they, in my opinion, they're just criminals. I mean, they helped these criminals steal from us. I mean, it wasn't really
maybe
us,
an insider
but
job. You don't know.
It was our. Yeah, I don't say that's an insider job, but they just didn't care. They're another anonymous team. Nobody knows who they are, and they prefer to just not get involved, and they didn't need to. Nobody can hold them accountable, and so that's the kind of thing that crypto is just sort of famous for. Just people being anonymous, people not standing behind their product or their words or their white papers, and people that just aren't held accountable. It's sad for the whole industry. But when you have an industry that's horrible like this, it's really good for people that are not behaving that way. Yeah, because you really stand. You can really stand out. And once people find out about you and they learn to trust you and they see you've been delivering on your promises and you're believable, it gives you a gigantic advantage.
Yeah, because all the work that you put in, all the effort. I mean, not a lot of CEOs and team members are doing that. I mean, you are one of the few ones out there that are on summits. I mean, it's just crazy what you guys are doing. Appreciate your efforts. So the next question is, you told us, or on your homepage, is that you are going to release the debit cards and mobile wallets. I mean, what's there behind the scenes? What are your
right? So right now we just have the desktop wallet, and I try not to call it a wallet because a wallet's a terrible name for crypto. People think their money's in it, and it isn't. So it confuses people from the first time they enter the ecosystem. They're already confused. But we have the desktop app, and with that, people can set up their masternode. I think we're the only cryptocurrency where you can set up a masternode with one click inside the wallet. It's really easy. We have at least 3 grandparents that we know of, people that are actually grandmas or grandfathers that are running masternodes. I mean, imagine that compared with like running masternodes with other cryptos, right? So and they're so excited, they just think they're the coolest. So we kind of did that as a sort of a technology demo to show people how serious we are about taking this 4-hour masternode setup process and turning it into a single click, and to show that we have this sort of the technological prowess to do it. And so that was our main focus. We call that MOCHI, which stands for Masternode One Click Cloud Installer. So that's what you can do with the desktop wallet. So now our focus is on a mobile wallet where you'll be able to do staking, you'll be able to set up a masternode from your phone, and it'll have accounts in euros and dollars, and you'll be able to do what we call a one-click swap. So you can basically click a button, you can convert from DIVI to Bitcoin
Yeah.
or DIVI to dollars or euros to Bitcoin, because it'll have Bitcoin there as well.
It will be implemented this year. I mean, you will release the mobile wallets first and then the swaps, or will it be released together?
Yeah, so that will be released probably, well, we try not to give exact dates, but we released a bunch of designs of it. People can see what it looks like, but there's a lot of testing that goes on. It's not like normal software. Like you make a mistake with testing when people lose their money. That's just totally, it's not like a game crashes or there's a bug, right?
Yeah.
Bugs are fatal, and not just fatal for the crypto, for that person. They can be fatal for the entire ecosystem, right? It's terrible when, so you have to be really overly cautious with this stuff. So these things take a while. But I think the most exciting thing for people here is that you'll be able to set up a bank account in the app, and you can only do $1,500. That's $1,500 a month in transfer with these bank accounts.
And receiving.
Right. So, and that's with euros or dollars. But these bank accounts with $1,500 a month is enough for 90% of the world. Maybe not enough for people in Germany or the United States, but for most of the people in the world, which is where crypto we think will get adopted first, basically in developing countries. They need crypto more than we do in Europe and the United States. Right. So it works to our advantage. People, most of our friends and a lot of our holders are from the United States and Europe, and of course everybody wants to be able to go into a grocery store or spend DIVI in restaurants and stuff, and they were really excited to do that. But frankly, that's not what our focus is. The mass adoption is coming last to Europe and the United States. It's going to be first in Africa and South America and everywhere where banking is horrible. So that's why we're focusing on the remittance market first. Remittances is a $700 billion a year industry. It's more than 3 times as big as the market cap of all the cryptos put together. And that's every year. And that is one of the first industries that will be severely disrupted by cryptos, because it costs nothing to send money across borders with cryptos, right? So, but what's happened is people have set up these crypto-based remittance companies, but they've all failed because it's just too soon and they're too difficult to use. Most people doing remittances are doing sort of day labor type of jobs. And they don't have a lot of technical skills, and their family often live in remote areas in the countries that they're from, and they don't have even cash machines to withdraw the money or even banks. So the remittance industry goes very well with the unbanked or the underbanked communities, of which each of those is more than 1 billion families. We're talking about huge, huge, huge numbers. And even if those families only have $100, when you're talking about 1 billion people, that's $100 billion market, right? And the market's actually quite a bit bigger than that. I'm just giving you sort of a mathematical example of how big these markets are.
And everything will happen connected with a debit card, right? I mean, with the e-banking.
Right. So the e-bank, the fintech ReDivi, we can offer bank accounts all over the world, every single country but North Korea and maybe Iran or Iraq. Just a handful of countries can't use them. And in order to open one of our accounts, all you need is to take a photo of your card, like your national ID. You just use it, take a photo with your phone, put in your phone number, and boom, you have a bank account. It's the easiest thing in the world. And so we can basically offer banking with both crypto banking and fiat and US dollar and euro banking all over the world. And so we have people that are very, very excited in Africa to do this, because places like Nigeria, they don't trust their banks, they don't trust their government, they don't trust their own currency. They'd rather keep their money in dollars or in DIVI or Bitcoin. And so we're going to make that really easy for everybody. We can also do it. We can also do it all with SMS, so people can send money onboard people. So somebody will be able to send $1 by SMS to their friends in Nigeria, and they'll get $1, and they'll click a link in the message, which will help them set up a wallet so they can get started.
Sounds good. I hope the fees are not high, because the people they don't like so much fees.
Well, that's the thing, is that I feel like the whole fee system of the world is very unfair. I mean, if you think about it, the people that are the poorest pay the highest fees,
That's
right?
unbelievable, yeah.
Yeah, and the richer you are, I mean, I've seen the fee schedules on how
You
much
get
people
money.
pay. Yeah, it's exactly. I mean, people that are doing large amounts are almost paying no fees at all, just because they're, you know, valued clients or whatever.
Mhm.
And I understand that's the law of supply and demand and all, but it's very unfair. And so crypto has the ability to turn that around, and that's what we really want to do. Is if I have my way, you know, basically everybody in this 1,500 a month category will have all their fees at zero, all of them, and people that have more money that can afford it will basically subsidize the lower ranks. That was never possible until recently because it's very expensive with banking and all this to take care of all of these people that are coming in, and you know, there's a certain amount of cost of opening offices and dealing with people. So when you have to have a lot of non-technology based solution for things, it's very expensive. It's expensive, but technology's made it possible, and the fees have not followed that. So that's why, you know, if you think about it, when email came out, they immediately started charging people to have email. And then after a while, people realized, wait a second, it costs us nothing to offer people an email address. And so Hotmail came out and fees went to zero for email. Now it's normal to have email cost nothing and people expect to pay nothing for their email. It will be the same with finance too. People will expect to not have to pay banking fees. They should expect this, that they want to pay anything sending money across borders. Like one of the things I discovered when we bought this e-bank is that the transactions from central bank to central bank are free. Like if you pay, I pay $40 when I do a wire transfer from the
crazy.
United States to Costa Rica, but it
Well,
doesn't
not a
cost you
central
anything.
bank.
Yeah,
You
it's
have to be a central
zero.
bank.
Yeah, but you got to start a company to have a central bank. You have to start your own country to have a central bank. So,
Yeah.
but the point is that it's zero, so the fees could be a lot lower. But if you're a millionaire, $40 doesn't matter. But if somebody's sending $200, they still have to pay $40 minimum charge.
That's crazy.
So I'd like to bring that down to zero, and I don't know if everybody's going to let me do that, but that's my goal.
Everybody, but maybe 100 people, they don't want it.
Jeff,
Well, the thing is, you start pushing around the banks and people that have too much power, they don't like it. The good thing is that banks are not as worried about crypto as people think it is. The banks are much more worried about fintechs. They're worried about all this e-banking, all these
Facebook,
fintechs
Libra, Apple Pay, stuff like this.
Yeah, there's dozens of them, and they're not crypto based. And in Europe, they just passed legislation to enforce this, and so all of these legacy old banks that are stuck with systems that are, you know, 40 years old now are having their margins eroded and their markets eaten away by all of these fintechs that are following the same laws as they are. So they can't like pass laws to make them illegal like they're kind of trying to do with crypto. So basically my theory is, you know, crypto is kind of being ignored. And a lot of people in Wall Street actually see a huge opportunity with crypto and with tokenizing things like tokenizing stocks and bonds. So basically the fintechs are keeping the banks distracted. And because we're not going after the loan market, which is where they really make all their money, is by doing, you know, banks can basically, if they have $1 million in their bank, they can loan out 11 million. So they basically get to create money from scratch. It's called most people know about fractionalized banking, and everybody in crypto kind of hates it and is disgusted by the system. It's what causes these banking collapses every 10 years. It's a big part of it because it causes inflation.
Say hello to inflation.
Yeah, it causes all this inflation, and every 10 years or so, then there's this huge financial crash, and a whole bunch of people get their lives and hopes and dreams crushed. It's a terrible system, and Bitcoin was invented to solve that problem. So, but that problem-solving part of Bitcoin and blockchain has been mostly ignored for the last 10 years. Yeah, there's a few people like Andreas Antonopoulos going around preaching and getting us all excited about it, but for the most part, it's all been about speculation.
Trading,
trading and speculation and get rich get
Yeah,
rich quick
get rich
schemes.
really fast. Yeah.
But maybe in 2 or 3 years, I mean, the mass
Well,
adoption can come when the people are understanding how crypto works and when crypto is easy. No?
yeah, I'm hoping that when the next crash happens, which we think is coming soon, people are going to be so mad at the banks and so mad at the governments that they're going to say this could never happen again. I mean, remember last time they were all camped out in parks all over the United States, demanding change. Now it's all going to happen. It's going to happen again, and they're going to even be more mad. But this time there's a solution. Bitcoin didn't exist at that point, or it just started. It was started as a response to that. Now we can say, look, there's a better system.
Yeah.
There's people are developing methods for loaning. There can be manageable inflation, and the systems are being created that solve all these problems. And we're hoping that the mass media will sort of pick up this message. And if not, there's 20 million Bitcoin holders in the world that can now really go start talking to everybody about it. So
Yes.
I think that for crypto, this crash coming is going to be good because it's finally going to fulfill Satoshi Nakamoto's dream.
So you think it will be a game changer? I mean, after you release the debit cards and the mobile wallets and e-banking and all that stuff, do you think that you can take over the game? I mean, for the Masternode game, or it's just like you wanna start and see what happens?
Yeah, I mean that's our plan, right? So we have a plan to just go at this. We realize that this isn't going to happen. People aren't going to just start using cryptocurrencies all of a sudden. It doesn't work that way. And so what we're doing is taking over, going after like the remittance market. And with DIVI, we don't need crypto to succeed. We're basically setting up shop as close to or next door, literally next door to Western Union and our competitors, and charging half the price. We want a price war because we can go to zero. They can't go to zero, but we can go to zero because we have DIVI. So and we just want to do what WhatsApp and Hotmail did and just accumulate massive numbers of loyal fans to our brand. And then once they're using DIVI to do their remittances and to do their banking, then we can start teaching them how to use cryptos, or we joke about invite the families in, teach their kids how to do it, and then the kids can show the parents at home, so, and a lot of people think that's funny, but it's actually, there can be some truth to it, so that's the kind of the way we're thinking, it's
Nice one.
It's it depends on the group. Like I said, Venezuelans, I was telling you before, Venezuelans are a different remittance client than Nicaraguans, at least in Costa Rica. So the Nicaraguans tend to be less technologically knowledgeable than the Venezuelans. So you have to take each group individually and develop a strategy for it.
That's correct. And the educational part, I mean, it's like building a site with educational videos. Maybe we can talk about in the next days about that. Maybe we can record a sort of videos. Jeff, another question. I mean, you're actually building in Costa Rica something huge over there, like for freelancers. Can you tell us more about it? It's like something really interesting.
We basically are building a digital nomad space. And the reason we're doing this is because I thought that one of the problems with mass adoption is that people are trying to get mom and pop shops around the world to, accept Bitcoin for buying coffee. And sometimes people get talked into doing it, but then nobody usually actually uses Bitcoin. And so it just doesn't work. And so I thought, the only way that this is really going to work and get adoption is if people are offering something that they can't get without using crypto. And whatever that is, it has to be really, really good. I've been very successful with my other businesses, non-crypto businesses. I have a yoga retreat that's become one of the most popular in the world, and I have 11 years of design background, so designing clothing and jewelry, gifts and architecture and this kind of stuff. So what we're doing is we're going to build a really, really cool digital nomad space that everyone is going to want to hang out at. We're going to take everybody to the beach. We're going to have a stage with fire dances. We're going to have amazing, organic, delicious food on site and high-speed internet. And people can rent ATVs and zoom around the area. It's going to be like really fun and really cool, everyone's going to want to do it. The catch is that we will not take fiat currencies. And so if
Only
people want
DIVI,
to,
right? DIVI, Bitcoin, maybe.
well, yeah, so Divi and Bitcoin and then our partners. So we're looking for, talking to other cryptocurrencies about partnering, and they would basically be involved with the ecosystem. So what I want to do is build this, get it going, and I don't care if I don't make money. It's like, it's not about making money. It's about creating something really great that people really want, that they can only buy with crypto. And it's also about creating an entire economy that works with crypto. For instance, people can come, they can work for crypto, and then they can spend that crypto on their rent, their food, and their entertainment, and their travel around the area. So they don't have to be involved with fiat at all in order to do this. And so that we're hoping, basically, once we get this started, that other people around the world will either switch their existing digital nomad spaces to cryptocurrency only, or build new ones that are basically doing what we're doing, and then we'll form a network of them. So people that,
but it's
like,
only Costa Rica based. I mean, it's you want to own this only in Costa Rica, or you want to have this spread all over?
I want to spread it all around the world, but I don't want to personally go open anymore. I just want to do one. I'm really busy with other things. I'm luckily, I have an eco village here. It's 110 acres, and I have about 40 employees in various businesses here. People that teach yoga, and people that do gardening, and people, and chefs, and massage people in the spa, and all this kind of stuff. So they can basically run this. I can't go and open another one in another country, but I want to find partners that want to open other ones around the world, and then people that want to do a crypto only lifestyle have an easy way to do it. So they can come and stay in Costa Rica for a couple of months, then they can go over to Spain, then they can go to Bali, then they can go to wherever these things exist, right? And form a network.
Something,
and it expands from there. And each one of those can act as a catalyst for more people accepting crypto in the area. Like, for example, I have my friends own all these businesses here. Like, I know a guy who's a surf instructor. He doesn't do crypto, but I will teach him personally how to use crypto so that he can take crypto from our guests. And I'll do the same with the people that rent ATVs, and the people that teach the yoga, and that rent the surfboards, and that do all this kind of stuff, right? So by that, I can basically get more and more people into these sort of small but growing economies in each area, and that's how it starts. And it's gonna be cool, for things to be adopted and to become sort of go viral in the real world. A lot of times it has to do with some bit of exclusivity, when it's a little bit exclusive, but people can still access that exclusivity by taking a little bit of knowledge. By learning how to do it. It's available to everyone, and yet it's exclusive, right? And so that creates the barrier is attainable, and especially with the Divi wallet, we make it easy, because people can come in and say, I want to stay, but I don't have crypto, and we can say, okay, well, here, just set up this app on your phone, and we'll convert you your dollars to crypto right here, and we'll show you how to do it, right? So we make it really easy. Until Divi and what we're doing with our wallet, what we're doing was not really possible, because the barrier would be too much for most people, and they would just go somewhere else. But we'll make it really easy. So that's how it's going to happen.
Looking forward to it. I mean, we will do a full-length interview in the next days. Maybe we will write another day about that. Basically, this were all the questions. Maybe Andreas, you have some questions, because you're nearly neighbors over there.
Yeah, attendance is maybe 4 hours from here.
Yeah, but you are now in the Nicoya Peninsula, not in San Jose. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So I would say we are now 10 minutes. So the interview won't be 10 minutes. So we are a little bit over the time. So we stay in contact, and maybe we can arrange some meeting in Costa Rica, both together, so that we make a live interview together, and maybe show some images or something also to the German communities in the Masternode space, and also for your Divi community. So I'm completely outside of Divi, and I want to have a deep look inside what you are doing. For me, so 30 minutes and you have a new fanboy here. So I really like your direction and the crypto thinking out of the box style to support so many humans around the world. They need basically help in the next years, payment, borderless transactions, all the stuff what Satoshi is told. And then the most of the people they are on the Masternode crypto space, they look at charts, trading, to make money. They only buy a Masternode because of making money. But behind the scenes are obviously, like DIVI, great projects, and you're working really hard on a lot of solutions to create something like a movement. Yeah, so not only a crypto thing. So cryptocurrency 4,800. No, you have a vision, you have a feeling. So I want to look deeper inside. So
yeah, I'm happy.
No questions at all. I read the last announcement. We have Theo, it was an announcement. Then we have DIVI was an announcement, your payment provider. So that's all. Great stuff. So the last 2 months, we was excited. Every week we have your news, DIVI news on top. So, and now we are happy to have you here. And that's for me. Yeah. So
okay, great. Well, I'm happy to meet with you. You're welcome to come out, and we can do an interview while we walk around the eco village here. I can show that to you. I can show you where we're going to build the digital nomad space.
Yeah.
Or I'll be on my way to Las Vegas for World CryptoCon in a couple of weeks, so I could possibly stop by a tennis and we could meet in person and do an interview there. So that's another option.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
We will get in contact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you know, another thing we could do is the guys from DIVI, our partners, they've never done an interview, so we could bring you out to San Jose and you could meet one of them, and we could actually meet in DIVI's newest office, the one that's opening up on Monday.
Of course.
Yeah,
no
sure.
issue for me. San Jose, Escazú is around the corner, so no problem.
Okay, that would be fun. Actually.
Yeah.
That's what we should do. We should do it in a DIVI office.
I count on you.
Jeff, there is a last question from Chris Tim. DIVI is not interested to be a Birake partner and own exchange. He means. I mean, this was a question, basically.
Are we going to have our own exchange? Is that?
Yeah. So I don't know if you know. So Birake is an exchange white label, something like CryptoBridge. It's a DEX, and if you are a project like Snode or other crypto projects, they have a white label exchange, white label DEX with them. And he asked if it's not on your roadmap to have your own exchange based on Birake. That's the question, basically.
Okay, that's a great question, but I'll tell you one of our secrets. We need, in order to basically the people. There's an international organization called FATF, that basically passes recommended regulations to how banks and financial institutions handle clients and their data. And they've passed these rules that everybody in crypto is really pissed off about, basically making it so, sort of taking away anonymity. And DEXs are expected to follow this. So that what we're doing is we're basically buying 30% or more of these different companies, so that we can pass that type of data in the background, which means you can come into our ecosystem, do your KYC and your AML one time, and then you can use any of the apps or our partners within the app without going through the whole process again and going through a whole new set of KYC and writing out stuff on a piece of paper and taking pictures and all this stuff that makes it that creates a tremendous amount of friction as far as onboarding into new entities, right? So we could partner with other cryptocurrency companies, but as far as a DEX goes, but we're not. We're more likely to do it ourselves, because then we can make it a frictionless experience. If people want to use the DEX, they just click a button and they're on the DEX. They don't have to go and register and do all that stuff. And that's what we think is really needed, and we think that's what people want. So we may have both options. The problem with having your own DEX is providing enough liquidity. So it's something that it's technical solutions are one, partnerships are the other, but also just actually making it run are very difficult. One of these, I forget which one, I just read it. One of these DEXs just shut down. They just didn't have enough users, and they built the technology, but nobody's using it.
Escodex.
And
yeah.
Which one was it?
Escodex.
Yeah, maybe that was, but there's probably more than one. But still, that's the problem. And there's other people that are working on providing liquidity solutions for people to tap into, which is going to be very useful. But it's still, all the DEXs, we're in very early days for DEXs. And what the world really needs is a totally anonymous DEX.
We'll see what John
founders are anonymous. Yeah. Well, anyway, the problem is that the idea with the DEX is they're supposed to be anonymous, and they're supposed to be, where the governments aren't interfering with them. But the problem is people see so much money in exchanges that nobody actually wants to do that. So what the world needs is some open source DEXs where the founders and all the people coding it are all anonymous. And then that would provide a way for people to be able to get their privacy back.
Yeah, maybe we will see with Blocknet or with the McAfee DEX. We'll see what's.
Yeah, but McAfee has still a brand. So if they want to catch him, the exchange has his name. So
right, exactly.
But we have StakeNet, we have Blocknet
already. They're catching him already.
Yeah,
it's no problem for him.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
But
yeah.
Okay, good. Great to meet you. And I'll see you next time.
Jeff, thanks for being here. Thanks for taking your precious time. I mean, I will write you later on, and we will see. We will set up schedule a new interview for the next week. I mean, next week or next 2 weeks. Thanks for being here, and for sure we see us in the next days.
Okay, sounds great.
Big thumbs up for you, and the whole community need to give you a thumbs up as well.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you soon. Thank you. Bye, Jeff.
All right.
So
We could easily do one just on Masternodes because you're really into Masternodes, and I love Masternodes. So we could talk about Masternodes for 20 minutes easily.
Yeah, sure.
So if you wanted, I could come back next week and do that, but then we could do a meeting at DIVI the week after that, or Nick could talk about the Masternodes, whatever you want.
Yeah, for sure. I will write you later, so we will schedule an interview. It's no problem.
Okay.
We can do that. Feel free to write me anytime you want.
You saw my daughter in the background, which is always cute when you
she's waiting.
see that kind of thing. She was in the video. I don't know if you noticed, but she walked.
No, it's no problem.
Yeah, people like that kind of stuff. It kind of shows this is real people. It's not in a studio. We have real people with real lives and families, and that always makes people feel more comfortable, I think. Especially when they see the kids, they know, oh, he has kids. He can't be bad. Nobody evil has kids, right?
Yeah, sure. Not everyone.
That's why people kind of think.
Yeah. All right, Jeff. So I think that's pretty much it. So
so that you understand, so we are still live.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
We were still live. Jeff, if you
can stay.
We have
because we do some news about the Masternodes and crypto space also after the interview, so you can stay and talk, or you can enjoy your Friday evening.
Okay, yeah, I'll go. I would like to do that sometime actually to make some comments on the news, but today I have to go. I have another appointment, or I would.
Yeah, sure. We are planning to do crypto meetups and talks as well here we are doing this every Friday, but maybe on Wednesday as well, like a talk show, right? You will be there. I mean, the people from Energy will be there. Masternode Pro, Polis will be there. So we will do a meetup online. So stay tuned for that. I will tell you more info and details in the next days.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And have a nice weekend.
Okay,
ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Jeff. Take care.
Yeah.
See you.
So, wow, cool interview with DIVI. So I really like his spirit, or the spirit what he brings to DIVI. So we basically get more an eye on this. Great news, great stories. And then we have short, because we are over the time, we have 11 minutes for news. Let's go fast over the news, what we has. So I start short with Loki. Loki has a wallet update, or basically a fork.
Wait a second, I will share my screen so everyone
On the
will
22nd of October is coming a fork at block. Oh, now I missed my screen.
Wait, I will share my screen. Is everything good? So
yeah. So Loki becomes an update. So if you are a Loki user, please update your wallets before the 22nd of October. Otherwise, you are on the wrong chain and not supported anymore. If you want to have more information, you find this directly in the Loki Discord, or maybe you can post the link also.
I will post a link over here. We have some from Masternode.bus. Loki, you can check it out.
Then we also talk about Birake a little bit before. So over the exchanges, there was an interview with Birake, CEO, Bogdan Mavrodin. I hope
Mavrodin.
It's a great interview on Masters of Nodes. He explained a little bit what is behind the DEX and the white label solution, what they offer to currencies, that they can create something like their own exchange, but white labeled. So they deliver the software and the whole infrastructure, and the project can decide, okay, that's my logo, that's my color, what I want to use. And all the background, the order books and the coins are connected together in these white label shops. What is also interesting, they talk about KYC because of the AML 5 proposal, what starts at the 1st January 2020. So if the officials or the governments request them as a DEX to...
They need to provide the KYC, right?
Yeah, so they will add KYC too. If they get the request right now, you can trade without KYC and all the stuff. But they will follow the regulations and the laws. So if you want to look deeper into that...
Be aware.
Yeah. If you want to look deeper into this solution, maybe you are a part of a coin that maybe wants to have a new exchange or your own exchange, or interested in the Birake Masternodes, because this is also a Masternode coin, take a look at the link of Masters of Nodes. By the way, great interview.
I posted it in there already.
Yeah, and great timing, because last week we talked. Last week we didn't talk about the closing of Escodex, Coin Exchange IO, that a lot of exchanges are knocked out, locking down because of the AML regulations, and CryptoBridge also, at KYC. And the law. So somebody asked me yesterday how long I have to wait for the KYC documentation on CryptoBridge. It's between 1 and 8 days. Somebody wait now 9 days. So I believe there are a lot of people requesting to get an access to an account. By the way, the exchange volume is really down now on CryptoBridge. So let's see what's happening in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, sure. With the KYC, a lot of people are waiting actually. So yeah, the point of Birake is that Birake has as well his own, utility, It's just Birake is used for the network fees, as you can see here. Birake is used for market fees. And if you want to vote, for example, to be listed, or that your coin will be listed on Birake, you need to pay in Birake to vote for it. So it's kind of actually a nice ecosystem what Birake is building actually. The price went a little bit down, but you can check it out, mastersofnodes.com, interview with Bogdan Mavrodin. So this is pretty much it for Birake, I suppose. What do we have now? The most important one, I think so, is Polis. Because Polis had a wallet update. Actually, a lot of people are struggling actually because we have the 1.5.1 wallet, and make sure the BPS and the local wallet is updated. And you need to have the block. So the right block, if you're on the right chain, you need to put in get info into your debug console to check it out. But for sure, we have an announcement over here. You can see this, Enrique Kronos, he posted it. So actually you can, yeah, if your wallet doesn't sync, so you have the possibility here to download the zip wallet from the Bootstrap and check if everything works. Here are the ad notes from Polis. If you have some, yeah, if you struggle, maybe you copy the ad notes and go to PolisConf in your directory, and you paste it in and start the wallet again. So by the way, if you have some questions, let us know, and we will help you out for sure. Yeah, this is about Polis. We have, and yeah, maybe in the next days, in the next weeks, deterministic masternodes. It's yeah, it's a little bit better because the rewards are coming more frequently, because before it was like a little mess. But yeah, the fork was on the 10th of October, like yesterday. They have a new Polis Core website. If you want to accept Polis into your store, maybe you have a, you know, just like an online store or something like this. You can DM Hans from the Polis team. By the way, I will show it to you here. The Polis support team, Hans, no DM. You can DM him for sure, and send him. Yeah, by the way, your logo, your name, type of business, country of origin, etc., in order to implement Polis into your, in order you can accept Polis into your store, right? So this is basically pretty much it from Polis. We're waiting actually as well for the debit cards. Debit cards are not ready yet, and maybe we will see a new update from Polis Pay, but actually we have the version 7.3.0, but we need to wait as well for Polis Pay Shift. It's not ready. Yeah, Polis is keeping building his support around 6,500, 7,000 Satoshi, really strong. Yesterday they got like a huge pump on South Exchange, over 10,000 Satoshi. I mean, Polis is building a huge support over there. We will see what happens in the next days. Yeah, I think Polis is a nice project, good developers. Yeah, maybe Andreas, you can tell us more about.
Yeah, nothing. Right now we wait that the chain is running again, that everybody gets his masternodes online and the staking going. So if you are a Polis user, please follow the instructions in the Discord, and be aware that you are on the right block and support the right chain, because still a lot of masternodes are running on the wrong chain and support another chain, so not where the development team is following.
Console, and you type in get info, so you will see after that the block high.
Yeah, go over Discord. It's the easiest way. And think about, if you're on Discord on Polis, nobody of the team will even DM you or write you something. It's a scammer. So be aware that you don't lose your coins there, or send anything about Discord.
Yeah, and if someone tells you wallet dump info or something like that, don't do that. Don't reply to messages to people that are actually writing you and DM you and say, hey, I will help you with the wallet. Don't do that. These people are 100% scammers.
Okay.
So this is pretty much it for Polis. Actually, we move forward because we have two more things to say. Andreas, what do you have?
Yeah, only short about Dash. So we had last week was it the huge announcement with Coinbase that Dash is listed on Coinbase. Everything is working right now, and also that's something like the how you can call it in English. So that's the crown of the crypto space to get into Coinbase. Now a lot of other payment providers and solutions are coming and adding Dash. We have a travel agency who's adding Dash this week, Destina from Spain, and the Coinifi, a payment provider, has a lot of merchants in over 70 countries. They also accept now Dash. So our major masternode coin Dash is growing and growing and growing. And
this is the page.
Every week we have a lot of news about Dash. Let's see what's going on with the price, and stay tuned for more updates with Dash.
Yeah, sure. We have the next one, and that's really, really interesting. What's all about the masternodes, because we have some nice from the Bitcoin Market Journal. And by the way, if you're watching this live stream, or maybe you're watching it tomorrow because it's really late over there, um, maybe you don't know so much about masternodes. And masternodes gives the investor the ability to earn interest on it, like you're having a share, right? You go and buy stocks, and you get a dividends for holding your shares, right? And masternodes are kind of this. And it's really, really interesting about that, because running a masternode, it's not only earning interest or just like earning money. It's like you're securing the network, first of all, with your masternode that is running 24/7. So then you have the privilege to vote, because, by the way, Polis, for example, has a governance system, and you have the ability to vote. So if you have a masternode, right, this is decentralized voting, and everyone that has a masternode can vote. So it's really, really nice, because you or we as a community are going to build this coin around that with the governance, right? We choose the direction where we want to go. And on this page, we'll see, by the way, 5 different masternodes, right? Like Dash, Zcoin, Blocknet, Zcoin, and Pivx. And all these 5 coins did consolidate a lot. You see here the last, this year to date, like minus 49%. We see 1 year ROI like 74% Zcoin, and so far and so forth. And let us pick first Dash, because we have a 3-year ROI of 520%. And you see here a 1-year ROI of 62%. So people that invested, by the way, 2019, they got, or 2018, they got a little bit wrecked because they paid a lot for the Dash Masternode. But what's really kind of interesting is that Dash was kind of, just 17, December 2018 maybe was a price of $79, right? And it went down to $72. The point is that the Dash Masternode brings 6% a year, and basically it will be a 2.7% of loss. Let me say this, right? Because here's a year-to-date ROI of 8.7, because it went to $79 to $72. But you need to understand that on 1 year you have an interest like of 6%. So this is your reward, what you are actually getting. So this is basically pretty much it. My favorite ones of this 5 masternodes, what people can afford to buy, is Zcoin and Blocknet, in my opinion. Why Blocknet and why Zcoin? First of all, and on the second place is Blocknet, because we saw what happened in the last days and last weeks with exchanges and so far and so forth. Like Coin Exchange went down or is going to go down, and Crypto Bridge. And in my opinion, Blocknet is doing a really great job. So by the way, Blocknet is a decentralized exchange, and maybe in a short and middle term, they are doing well. And Zcoin as well, they're building a lot of partnerships. They built the last partnership now. And in Asia, they're building a lot. So a lot of acceptance. So that's why Zcoin is on first place. So by the way, you need to do your own research if you want to invest into a masternode. But these 2 masternodes, in my opinion, are my favorite ones. So if you have any questions, by the way, let us know. Andreas, what do you have? Tell me.
Yeah, it's the last one, because we are now over 1 hour.
It's a lot.
We have to stop. So too many news. We had this before in German. So my last thing is that the Bitcoin BitGreen team has something like a tech development fund. So maybe you can post the link if somebody's interested to support the system of Bitcoin Green and the team behind this. You can donate, maybe also in Bitcoin in BitGreen. But you have to ask in Discord.
Do you have the link for it?
Yeah, wait a second. Because over the link you only can donate in with a credit card. Wait, where is the link? There is the link. Bim. Whoop. There it is.
Your GoFundMe campaign, yeah. Greetings to Jason, because he's the as one
Yeah,
of the.
so if you want to support the Bit Green team, they have something like a donation. They try to collect $60,000. You can donate there with credit cards right now, and I will leave also in the Discord if you connect to somebody to the team, also to Dennis or to Jason, and you want to support their green view and technology.
Yeah, for sure. We will
Okay.
do an interview as well with Jason from the Bit Green team. So we are looking forward to that. If you have any questions, let us know. I think we are almost done. The last one is Synovate for people that have a Synovate Masternode. By the way, let me check this out a second. Where is it? Where is it? All right. So actually, Synovate gets a fork. Basically because it's a deflationary coin and P2P digital currency that offers services and solutions like facilitate data transfer and secure data storage. So basically they want to create more resistance to 51% attacks because they want to change the algorithm from DGW2 to LWMA. And the proof of work rewards are going down from 250 to 250 to 25. And every tier nodes has a limit of 375 Synovate nodes, and they're going to increase the treasury fund from 1.1% to 10% for the development and marketing. So all that stuff, the new wallet, etc., and the hard fork will happen at block 262,000. So be aware of it. And you need to know that because if you have a Synovate Masternode, update your wallet after 262,000 of a block. Okay, that's pretty much it for Synovate, I think. The last one, we have Zcoin. And what I told you, Zcoin partnered last week with Truvala. It's like a booking site for hotels. And now they're actually with Bidali, a platform for next generation payments. Really, really interesting one because with Bidali, everyone can accept low risk crypto payments for anyone in the world. And you can buy as well gift cards, all around the world. I mean, UK, international, United States, etc. with Zcoin. It's basically a really nice coin. I will post a link over there, and so you will check it out. And that's it. I think that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're over the time for sure. And if you have any questions, let us know. We will have the next interview partner next week. So if you want to see a new interview partner, like from another coin, another CEO, let us know. We will put them in contact and we will start the interview next week. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking your precious time. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and share this video. And Andreas, do you have more things to say?
Yes. Have a nice weekend.
Have a nice weekend, guys. Thanks for being here. We see us. Melchionda Network here.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.